Hey there friends, it's Sarah Joy. Welcome back to my channel, or if it's your first time, welcome. I vlog every single week about home styling, interior design tips, DIY projects, all of it. It's all about bringing a little bit of extra joy into your space. So if that sounds good to you, make sure that you stick around by clicking subscribe, and we are going to get into a great video that I have for you today. Today we're going to be talking about houseplants that are actually easy to keep alive. You can see one behind me, one of my favorites. It's gonna be one of the ones that we talk about today, but I'm gonna give you my top 6 houseplants that are easy, I promise, to keep alive, even if you don't have experience with growing, plants and really you don't feel like you have a green thumb. These are really manageable from my experience. And I want to share some tips with you. So let's get started. All right, so the very first one, if you've seen any pictures around my house, the chances are you've probably seen this one. So the first one I'm going to share is a Pothos Ivy. And these are the ivy plants. You can hang them in a basket and they start cascading down. You can put them up on a shelf. They're very, very versatile. And the great thing about these plants is they don't need much attention at all. They're gonna be very happy with a little bit of light, a lot of light, or hardly any light, honestly. There's one in a corner of my living room that gets no direct light whatsoever, and the thing is thriving. So let me tell you, you can 100% keep these alive, and I have found the best way to water them is actually from the bottom. So what I do is I make sure that the pot that they are in has holes in the bottom, and every couple weeks, it's usually about every 2 weeks, I set out like a pie dish that is filled with water, and I just stick the plant inside of it, and I just let it soak up as much water as it wants to. It usually drains the pot dry, and I just take it out and it goes on living. And a lot of times if I start to see the leaves kind of like sagging, wilting, looking sad, and I'll like feel the leaf. And at first it was tricking me because I would feel the leaf and it would feel kind of damp. And so then I would think, oh no, am I over-watering this? But what I found out is that usually it needs more water. So I let it regulate itself. I found so many times that when I would go to water these, I would have just like a little bit, I would have this little watering can and I'd go around, and whenever I'd water it, the water would just drain out the bottom right away. Like it would just funnel right through it and the soil wouldn't soak it up. But that does not happen if you let it absorb its own water. So there's my tip for you. Another best practice that I'm gonna give you for plants in general, if you decide to pull the trigger and get a plant, get 2 of them and put them in 2 different spaces in your house. So if maybe one has a lot of light and it's near a window and the other one is in a dark room and you just want to add a little extra, life to it, put them in 2 different spaces. And then if one kind of starts looking a little bit sad, switch places with the other one. You can kind of, keep them rotating throughout your house and keep them feeling, all nice and bright and active. The next one is a Swiss Monstera. It's the one that I have right back here. Let me show you. Okay, so it is called a Swiss Monstera, and it's because it looks like Swiss cheese. It's got all of these little holes in the leaves. It's so cute. I love this plant. It behaves for me just like the Pothos Ivy. It grows down. It has all these different shoots that come off of it. I got this one probably like 6 months ago, and it was just a little guy, and it has produced all of these things since then. So it can definitely do a lot. It's very fun to set it on a shelf and let it cascade down, and the leaves are just so cute. So again, I bottom water this one as well, and I let it just soak up whatever it wants, and it's always producing new little leaves. You can see them, they just start curling out. And it's a very happy plant. I do have this one kind of near a window in the kitchen. It's not directly in the window, but it does get a little bit of residual light that reflects off of it, and I think it tends to stay pretty happy with that. So this is definitely it's on my easy to maintain list, and it's so cute. The next one that I have on my list is so easy to maintain, and honestly, guys, I probably would have a booming plant if I ever remembered to water it, but this thing is like a cactus. Like, I have forgotten to water it for months at a time before, and it still just acts like I don't mistreat it. So that's amazing. It is a snake plant or a mother-in-law tongue. They go by either name, but it is a happy little plant. It's actually one of the greatest ones that you can buy if you want to naturally filter your air. It cleans the air around it, so that's really cool about it. And then again, like I said, it's very hard to kill. It's very, very resilient, and they're fun. They're kind of tall, so they'll add like a little bit of a statement if you're gonna put them on an end table or something like that. They're gonna take up a little bit more space just because they're so tall, and they're really cool. I also have a friend that can propagate these really easily. And so as hers is taking off and booming, she just takes little clippings of it and starts a bunch of different plants. I have not had luck with that. If your plant seems to be doing really well and you see little offshoots coming off of it, you can just take those out and replant them in another place, and they will produce their own plant. Again, you hardly have to water these. I don't even do like the bottom watering thing. I actually am kind of curious now to see if that would make some huge difference. Mine has just, I'll say this, I have barely watered it. It is in a pot that does not have holes on the bottom, and it has maintained itself for 3 years. I mean, it hasn't really grown, but it also hasn't shrunk or died. So it has been the exact same for years, which means that you can't mess it up, which is a good thing. I'm going to go take care of it now. The next one, guys, is a very functional aloe vera plant. It is in the succulent family, but it has so many great health benefits if you need it. One, it's great for your skin. You can use it as a little face mask. You can also use it if you burn yourself, like get a little burn from the stove, or if you get a sunburn, just break off a leaf and like spread the goop on you. It doesn't smell the best, but it will heal you up like nobody's business. And a lot of people drink aloe vera juice. So if you want to add a little scoop of it into some of your food or drink, you could do that too. But aloe vera is very, very easy to grow inside. It doesn't take a ton of watering. It's kind of, yeah, again, it's in the cactus succulent kind of family. So it does like to be watered, but don't overwater it. And again, if you don't water it for a while, it's still gonna do fine as well. So I've found that they're at their best when they're very vibrant green. If they start looking a little pale, something's lacking. Either they need more sun, or they need more water, they need better soil. You know, something's just lacking if they get kind of pale or sickly looking. But if they're that bright, vibrant green, then you've got a really happy one on your hands. The next one, I've had this one for a while, is a fig tree, or like a little fig leaf ficus. And this one grows really well. I do have it facing a window, so I think they do like some natural light. And I've noticed mine will like actually kind of arch itself in order to face the window. So I've had to like stake it up the middle so that it stays straight, because it just starts bending toward wherever the light is. But these, again, you don't have to water them all the time. I have like a little moisture meter in the soil to make sure that it stays, you know, decently watered every week or so. And I just add a little water to it, make sure that it gets some sunlight during the day, and it's really happy. It's always producing new little leaves and growing taller, and it's a great little plant to have around. The last one that I have on the list for today is philodendrons. These I have all around my house, if you've seen before. And it's funny because you can plant these and they will take off. They could be, you know, in a potted plant situation. I actually have these in clippings, just in water, all around my house, and they make their own root systems. I clean out the water just whenever it starts looking dirty, or when the jar starts looking like a little caked up or whatever. I'll take it out, clean it, kind of give it a bath, and pull the roots, you know, to get any slime off or whatever, and then just put new water in it. They grow and abound, let me tell you. And again, I have a few different clippings of them around the house, so I can kind of rotate them to get them different light. But generally, I have them in a place that gets a little bit of sun, so somewhere in a room that has a window that is usually open. And they tend to do great. They are very resilient, and again, you don't have to water them all the time. I think they almost like light more than water. So keep that in mind, see if it helps you. But they're a very resilient plant to have around your house. So I would definitely recommend trying them. All right, guys, I hope that was helpful to you and you get to bring in some fun plants this year, especially since greenery and organic kind of stuff is so in right now. That look in our homes. Everybody wants like a little bit of the nature kind of feel inside their houses. So I hope that helps you keep your plants alive and actually just choose the best ones from the start to have success, you know, success by design. So I hope that helped you guys. If you enjoyed it, go ahead and leave a comment or share it with a friend, and I will see you next Tuesday with a brand new video. Bye, guys.
What a wonderful